What about Keane, though? How much do you rate him based on when he really impressed last season at Burnley?
Well, he did impress at Burnley. He really looked the part as a player.
Is it because he suited the system more there than he did
But you
at Everton?
could say something. Look at Jamie Vardy in that season when they won the Premier League. Was exceptional. Now he's gone back to 12 goals a season, something like that. It happens. Sometimes players have a purple patch. But like Gary says, you've got to do it for 3 or 4 seasons to become a great player.
Do you think he will become a great player?
Well, I hope so from his perspective. I really do. You know, if I can relate it back to myself, I was playing for Brighton and I got transferred to Spurs. My first season at Spurs, I really struggled. Really struggled because, you know, a game at Brighton at this level would give you 7 out of 10. That game at Tottenham, you'd get marked 5 out of 10 because of the expectation. And also because you've gone for money, then people assume that you become a better player. Because you've been signed for 10 or 15 or 20 million, it makes you a better player? No, it doesn't. It means that that's what somebody's had to pay to get your services. You're still the same player. And, you know, the expectations are bigger at Everton than they were at Burnley.
And defenders, it's all about experience and learning your game. Look at the top defenders. They've often been better in their late 20s, early 30s. Even the likes of Rio Ferdinand, who was exceptional, you know, coming through at 18, 19, 20, still had a lot of learning to do when he went to Manchester United. And still learned from some of the very, very best until he was the complete centre-half.
Do you think he's going to get better? Do you think he's going to become world-class? That was my initial question.
I mean, there aren't too many world-class defenders in the world. You know, when you go back through it, you look at the likes of Cafu, Rio Ferdinand.
I think the question is, can he establish himself as a regular international footballer for England?
Well, at the moment, he can't even establish himself as a regular Everton
do you think
player.
Big Sam is... I've just finished reading a book on Pep Guardiola, and in it they had the likes of Philip Lahm saying that Pep Guardiola made me a better player. I mean, Lahm was a veteran at that point in time. And you got people like that talking so highly about Pep Guardiola, and we look what he's done with Sterling and all the other Manchester City players. Could it just be the right manager getting the best out, developing players? I mean, did you have a manager that you feel developed you more than any other?
Yeah, I still think, and I don't know whether Gary agrees, a manager, coach can probably only improve your raw potential by about 10-15%. Now, that doesn't sound... That can actually be quite a big amount. In the grand scheme of things, it's not huge. You've got to do it yourself. You've got to want to learn. You know, you should be able to do a lot of that yourself, either working on your game, natural ability that you've got, and those sort of things. A manager can help you. And again, you know, like I said, 10%, 7%, 15% is a small amount, but it can be massive in terms of the game. But he's got the potential. It's down to him.
Is Big Sam a manager that can do that, do you feel?
He'll organise him defensively. He'll give him those tools for the job. But ultimately, you've got to work hard on yourself.
Anybody in particular develop you, that 10-15%?
I think you learn from lots of different managers. You learn from players. You learn from senior players and playing with those players. Even, again, Rio's a great example. We had a fantastic team at Leeds. You know, Jonathan Woodgate coming through the system. Lucas Radebe, that was, you know, exceptional at that stage. But he said he went to Manchester United and it was another level. Training day in, day out was another level. And he said it wasn't from the manager, it was just the players and the expectation of those players on him.